Bonza, g'day, and welcome to Trusty Hogs in Australia. We're going to be bush pigs. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an Australian version of Trusty Hogs.
I think what we need to say is we're going on tour, both of us.
Yes, sorry.
To Australia. We'll both be playing. I'll be playing Melbourne and Sydney. You'll be playing Melbourne and?
Sydney and Brisbane and Perth.
Fabulous. I will be in Melbourne. I'll be at the Westin 3 at the International Comedy Festival. You can buy tickets for my show now. And at Sydney, I'll be at the Factory Theatre and you can buy tickets for my show now.
And in Melbourne, I'll be at the Greek, which I have looked on Google Maps, and it is very close to Catherine's venue. Woo-hoo! Isn't that so cute? We're super close.
Me up after.
And then, no, I think you'll be picking me up.
Oh.
I think.
That's
I need
standard.
to check that. But come pick us up. Come pick us up. Sydney, I'll be at the Factory Theatre with Catherine, and that's super close to the ice cream place. Brisbane, I'll be at Powerhouse. And in Perth...
Can a powerhouse be inside of a powerhouse? She will be.
I'll be bloody there. And at Perth, I'll be at the Perth Comedy Festival for the Regal Theatre.
Gorgeous.
And we're also bringing Trusty Hogs live
Yeah.
to Australia.
Melbourne and Sydney, bitches. It's on sale. I've never said bitches before in my life.
It felt really wrong.
It felt really weird. I said it and I was
Bitches,
like...
get your tickets.
No, that's hideous. Well, anyway, see you there, Australia.
Aussie.
No, we've been over this.
Aussie. Hoggy.
Yeah.
Oh.
We both got it wrong.
We'll see you there. Is that your teeth? Which teeth? Back teeth? Are yours hollow? Sounds like you've got wooden teeth. listen to the glockenspiel. 1 second. Go. Do it again. That's really fucked up.
Welcome to episode 126 of Trusty Hogs.
Go to the doctor
I hope that's in. Well, I'm not going to the doctor about my wooden teeth.
You've got wooden teeth.
I'll just polish them up. They'll be fine.
That's such a weird
Let's hope
sound.
I don't get mites. Hi, this is a new episode of Trusty Hogs, your favourite podcast by comedian Catherine Bowart and Helen Bauer.
Comedian Helen Bauer.
Comedian Helen Bauer. Otherwise, there's no reason for you to do what you do.
No, I want to be a party girl instead. Call me party girl Helen Bauer.
Party girl. Okay, fine. I'm trying to think of one party I've seen you willingly go to.
Let's take ecstasy and dance naked.
You would do the dancing naked without the ecstasy. And yeah, and this is an episode of just the two of us. Usually we have a guest, but we have so many problems, backlogged problems,
and
that we
we've
must.
Both got problems.
And
too.
yeah, and we also have problems that we must do a mailbag special. And so here we are. Welcome.
Through the fog, step forth the trusty hogs. Yeah, you're gonna give them your problems and they will solve them, or maybe they won't, and that's your problem. They'll have guests and Andrew White on the tech. Oh, it's Helen and Catherine as the Trusty Hogs. Trust the Trusty Hogs, or maybe not.
I have a confession. I ate too
Too
much
much
cheese
cheese. I
just
knew it.
before. I'm full and kind of weird. I feel weird.
You smell like fondue as well.
Do I actually?
There's a cheese vibe.
I'm so
How much
sorry.
did you eat?
Okay, so you know that Italian place that you like on
Yes.
Greek Street?
In
Well, I went
Soho.
there and oh god, it's hard to breathe and talk at the same time. And I got what looked like a normal slice of vegetarian lasagna,
Okay.
courgette, pistachio, ricotta, mozzarella. But
It is the most charming Italian deli.
it transpires that the piece was like dense, like beyond my imagination. And there was basically like 3 slices of courgette. The rest was just pasta and cheese. And it was divine. Oh my God, it was divine. Whoa, was it good. But also I feel tired and sleepy and sick and sore. But also I'm coming off a weird night, if I may. I'm coming off a weird night.
What happened last night?
Oh, Helen, it was my last preview before my Soho Theatre show starts the tour.
And you thrived? No, oh no. But isn't... Okay.
You know the need you go into your last preview with. You know, okay, so if you don't know this, I'm starting a Soho Theatre run on Monday, which is the start of my tour. Basically, the show has to be ready. Mm-hmm. And so I went to Lichfield, which, as we've discussed on this podcast before, is the furthest place away on the earth. And I went to Lichfield, and first and foremost, I'm going, and I'm like, I'm going to read my notes on the way. I treated myself to a train.
In the car. Okay,
I treated myself to a train.
The worst newly qualified driver.
Treated myself to a train because, as you know, I've been driving all over the country, and I've been exhausted.
Can I also say, I trained to Lichfield recently. It's actually a pretty easy train.
Well, funny you should say that,
No,
Helen.
what did you do?
Funny you should say that. First of all, I get to the overground where I live, and it keeps saying it's coming. but it doesn't come.
Oh my God.
Keep saying it's coming. I try to get an Uber, but everyone's trying to get an Uber. So I can't get an Uber. Keep saying it's coming, but it won't. I'm there for 27 minutes. I know at this stage I'm going to miss my first train to Lichfield, my first option to get there on time. That's okay, because I've left for time for 2, because I'm not a psychopath. Then I get onto the overground. It starts to move, but then it stops. But between places that you can get off, which means that I'm then there stuck, knowing that I'm going to miss the second train to Lichfield, which now means I now know I'm not going to make it on time. So I call the venue. The venue agree that they'll come and pick me up at the station.
Is it the lovely venue, the church?
Exactly.
Oh, the person that runs that?
Divine.
Honestly divine.
So then I'm like, wicked, I'll get that train. I'm going to be 20 minutes later than the show starts when I get into the train station. But we'll go up half an hour late. I get there. I obviously desperately need to pee, but there's no way into the venue unless you go basically by the stage. So I had to go in, get on the stage, say, hey, sorry I'm late. Also, sidebar, been holding a piss since Nuneaton. Can I please go to the toilet?
Well, the audience are all sitting there. They're
like...
Just down the side by the bar?
Yeah. I run into the toilet and this woman goes, well, somebody needs the toilet badly. And I was like, I don't have the shits. Your husband's waiting for a show, ma'am.
Oh my goodness.
And then... I come back out. Now I'm already in like speed talking mode because I'm panicked. I'm frantic. I feel awful.
So it's you and you were raised in the Emerald Isle.
Indeed. Yeah. So it's a bad start. And it transpires they hate me. No, Helen. I am doing my bit about the house share and this woman leans into her husband.
The play? I love that bit.
Thank you, me too. It's like usually a banker, and this woman in the front row is talking really loudly to her husband, and I'm like, is everything okay? And he's like, she just doesn't know what a house share is.
Shut the fuck up.
I was like, excuse me, what? Then he's trying to explain to her incredibly loudly. I was like, do you need help? And he was like, no, it's for common people. I'm like, Lichfield, what is this? Some sort of fucking Tory stronghold?
Oh, so we're in Lichfield. What the fuck?
Guess what? It is a Tory stronghold. And I've gotten furious about it within 10 seconds of being on stage. We are off to a horrible note.
I don't think they hated you. I think you hated them.
Oh, no, it was mutual.
Okay.
Not all of them, but the people who messaged me afterwards, shout out to the people who messaged me afterwards, were the ones who were under 85. And they were like, do not change your show just because of that. That was weird and bad, and they were mean. They were like, it was homophobic of energy.
Oh my God.
Anyway, shout out to Lichfield. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I love that gig, by the way. I really do love that gig. I just had a really tough one. And then that easy train journey that you're talking about. It's so funny that you should say that because I got to the station, leg it back to the station. I'm back late, obviously, because the show started late. And I have fun chat. And then I get there and the train I've dashed for has been cancelled. That's all right. There'll be one along in another 25 minutes. That doesn't show up. Doesn't ever say it's cancelled, just doesn't show up.
Catherine.
An hour later, I'm still stood there. And eventually, I realise no train to London's coming. There just aren't any. So I have to go to Rugby. So I go to Rugby, and then I get a train from there to London. But the first train to London from Rugby, cancelled.
Yeah.
I get the last train you can get from Rugby. I get home at 2:20 in the morning, and I had plumped for a train ticket because it would be easier. Anyway, I think the show is going to be wicked.
Privatise the railways. Privatise the railways.
No, the opposite. And may I say this? Well, all of that is to say that a bad dress rehearsal. Sometimes a bad dress rehearsal is a great thing.
No, it is. Apparently, it's the best thing. Is to have a bad dress rehearsal and then an amazing opening night.
And may I say, if you like me and my comedy, and you wanted to come next week to Soho Theatre.
You're aware that this is coming out in 3 weeks' time because we're recording in advance at the moment. I don't know
if
you
like
that,
me
and I'm going to Australia for 6 weeks. Yeah.
If you like me and would like to come to my tour show on tour, especially if I'm coming to your area and you think, we're a Tory stronghold, please book a ticket, please.
Oh, shit. Okay, Aldershot and everyone in Hampshire, that's direct exactly at you. Okay,
please,
so all my Hampshire girly wellies, let's make sure we're booking in early. She'll serve rosé.
Oh my God,
believe it or not, that will actually sell an extra ticket in Hampshire.
Oh, wicked. Thanks, guys. So that's what's going on with me.
That's really
How's your week been?
Yeah, really good actually. I mean, I got locked out again, but apart from that, well, I don't think I technically got locked out. I got locked in. I locked me and Sunil in our garden.
Oh, that's locked out and locked in.
It's really, really trapping actually.
That really is both.
And it was because
wow.
He watched me do it and then he went, "You're a moron." And I was like, "Why?" Because basically our back doors if it closes, it locks behind it.
Right.
Like instantly. But that's a new
That's a
thing.
bad
That's a
system.
new thing since we got robbed. So my force of habit is to just close it behind me and then I can just reopen it. Because it's like windy and it's cold out, you know what I mean? So
But
you
there's no
close the door.
code?
No. It just locks. So I was like showing to Neil and I was like, can you stand inside?
Wait, you have to bring a key out every time.
Yeah. Or just leave it open. But I don't trust that
Terrible
because of
system.
wind.
Yeah, it's a
right?
terrible system.
So he was inside and I went outside and I was like, no, you stay there a minute. I want to show you that like, if it closes, I want to try opening it from the outside just because I don't like, it feels weird that it like wouldn't work that way.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it. I'm like, oh no, it doesn't work. And then he comes out and he's like, yeah, it is weird, but I think we'll just get used to it. And I was like, yeah, because it should be able to. And I closed it. Just and he went, yep, you're a fucking moron. And I was like, oh. So he was like, call a locksmith. Let's just get them over here now. And I was like, no, there's more solutions. And he was like, just call a locksmith. He's there having a cigarette. And I'm like, oh, I'm trying every window, throwing pebbles to our upstairs neighbours.
Is there no wall you can hop?
So you know the fences around us?
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, so what do? You hop the fence. So I'd already got the picnic table over to hop the fence to get over to like the fieldy thing behind us that goes up to that slip road. And I could hop that fence because there's like a thing for the slip road. And he's like, so what do? You get round the front and then you still can't get in the front door anyway. Because like our door is locked, so you still need to get through that one. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm just going to do it with a credit card. And he's like, well, no, because they had to have a big bit of plastic to get in. That's not how it works. So eventually I did call the locksmith, but it was the same man as
No.
Shout out to Stefan.
Hey, Stefan. I guess he must be so tired.
Yeah, he was like, hi again. And I was like, it's a different door. And he had to I had to explain to him that he had to like break his way into our flat and then come find us in the garden. So we were watching the door and I could see the coach shaking as he was breaking in. And we're just like waving, like, please. And it's so cold. But apart from that, I know 154 pounds.
I can't even mock you because remember I had to hit myself in the head with that locker like three times. Yeah. I ain't no judgment from me, my darling.
154 pounds.
I have another confession to make. I hope by the time this comes out, I'll be back to being a normal, nice person. But you know when you get the jitters about your show and you become entirely self-involved and therefore...
Never.
Yeah, okay. Well, imagine, if you will, that you think comedy is really important and you're super self-involved.
Okay, yeah.
Role play for me. I have been such a monster. I just realized on the train here just maybe it's like I'm so tired that I've come like full circle through to enlightenment, but I'm like, wow, I've just been the most trash friend,
What
but
do you mean, just,
particularly
like,
girlfriend.
mean? Or,
No, not mean, just like so self-obsessed. Like just I think it can make you really like a bad partner when you're like all consumed by a creative
I get
process.
what you're saying, because when you're like starting the process of like, or like finishing the process of like when you're about to go on tour.
I'm just such a perfectionist that is all I can think about.
But I think like your girlfriend will get that more than most people will because she also does this process.
Yeah, but she's not a cunt about it.
Yeah, but it's because there's two of them.
Yeah, you're right.
Like it's different.
Sketch is easier.
It's different.
Famously
It's
easy.
different. Well, I think
Thank
it's
you.
not
I feel better
easier.
now.
It's not easier. I think
It just matters less. No.
think it's so.
This is
no,
why I'm
I
terrible.
think- no, I'm gonna say it, and I say exactly what I think it is. It's like I'm not saying it's easier doing different things. It's just when you're putting yourself out there as a stand-up comedian who does stand-up comedy like we do, which is very personal. It's not absurdist. It's actually our life. And we know reviewers are coming, as they will be for you at the beginning of your tour. You get reviewed at the start. You're being judged on you as a person. And I think
It does feel
if
like
there's
that.
some types of comedy you're doing where it's not you exactly, and you're not going to have a personality review written up in a broadsheet.
Yeah.
And I think that is just such a different thing to go into.
Yeah.
As well as like ticket sales.
She's been
it
so
feels
nice,
like you're
by
in
the
a
way.
very public personality contest.
Yeah.
And that's emotionally quite tough.
Thank you for saying that. I've been feeling like really like petulant, but also like to be fair, she just gets the worst of it. Like
So you are a bit bitchy, but you
Yeah,
always have been. That's
but
not like it's a new thing.
I know she knew what she was buying.
You were bitchy last year when you weren't doing a show.
But she's so nice to me, and I just think, God, I need to be nicer to this
Yeah, but
woman.
what did you just send her?
Oh, I wanted to cheer her up because I realized I'd been sort of a self-involved dickwad, a sort of selfish, vacuous doom hole, and I thought, what will cheer her up?
Okay, can you be a bit kinder to yourself? Like
Nope.
that was so mean to my friend Catherine.
Okay, I'm actually too emotionally vulnerable for you to be nice
But
to me.
that's okay to be emotionally vulnerable.
But so what I did was
I've just
sent
been a bit
her...
self-involved and I want to treat her a little bit more.
Yeah, and so I made you film a boob video for her, and you did a really nice job, and you put water on your tits, and it was honestly really nice.
I felt like you were Amy Poehler in Mean Girls in the original one. Like your camera was already up.
Oh yeah, it was. It was like, you're doing
like,
amazing, sweetie.
Wait, and so the phone was already up, the camera open. I think she'd already hovered on record, and she was like, "Oh, I've been a really bad girl. Can you send a pic? Can you get your breasts out for Ellen, please?" So I did like a little scoop and a push, and then I got them even more, and she went, "Yeah, that's it."
You're
and then
doing
I was
amazing,
like, "Oh, Catherine's
sweetie."
smiling for the first time since I've seen her for this like 15 minutes so far." So I got some water and started sprinkling her over, and then she went, "Yeah, that'll do." Like,
Lovely
what the
stuff.
fuck?
But the thing is, like, it's so nice because you gave her a gift I could never.
Hey now.
You know?
Stop being a bitch, get the implants.
I
Be a good
should.
girlfriend, get the implants.
I should get the implants.
Do you reckon we should do that the same day? Like you get implants and I get mine reduced?
I think ideal scenario, if I may, they take it out of yours and put it in mine.
It doesn't work that way. I thought it would. It doesn't. I've done some research.
Why? Just take a little bit of you around with me all day,
'Cause
every
it's
day.
like-
Maybe that'd be funnier.
I genuinely thought they would just... Have I talked about this before? Like they just suck out some tit and they just put the tit somewhere else. If you get a breast reduction, they move your nipple. They take your nipple off and they move it.
Whoa.
That feels frightening. And also, you don't get to say where they put it.
What? They're not going to put it on your back, babe.
No, but like, happens if they go mad? You know what I mean?
What kind of mad do you think they're going?
Like top of boob nipple.
I
Do you know
don't
what I mean?
think they're going top of boob
Like
nipple.
boob all underneath and nipple at the top.
No, because what I think, better theory, anyone
Like
who
you
gets
know that alien who has like an eye,
Can
just
I
like
tell
an
you why
eye
I
up
don't
top.
think? Can I tell you why I don't think you need to worry about that?
Why?
And you know how I feel about breast reductions. In your case, anyway,
against the
I'm
Lord.
against it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just
God
think,
made us all
I just think they're
perfect.
perfect. So leave them alone. No, but I do ultimately.
Women should suffer back pain for all eternity because
For
Catherine
the
thinks
great rack, yes.
the devil invented breast reductions.
Unless it's gender affirming.
I saw Goody Barra in The Office.
But here's what I'm thinking, right?
Go for it.
I'm thinking that anyone who gets into boob jobs is a pervert and probably just loves boobs. And so they're not messing around with the thing they love. They
You
want
think plastic surgeons are all perverts?
I think everyone who gets into the boob game likes boobs. And I think if I could have my time again, I'd be in the boob game myself.
You know you can restart a career at any point. Like
Whoa,
if you wanted
that
to.
felt so mean. Like I'm about to go on tour and you're like, just FYI,
Oh, just,
you
there's
could
other
change.
options. Just there's other for everyone in this room. This goes to Andrew and Em as well. We could all start again if we wanted to.
Gosh, but
I'm
to
not
become
going to.
a plastic surgeon.
Oh, actually, that'd be time. That's
Also,
going
imagine-
back and doing biology and chemistry. I imagine.
And also, I'm like, imagine a person with OCD being like a surgeon. I just think like a perfectionist. I'd never be happy. I'd just keep taking.
You'd be perfect. It'd be so sterile, so clean, and everyone would leave like flawless.
Yeah, except that they'd be like, okay, they've both been reduced, and I'd be like, I feel like they're off. I'll just do a tiny bit more. Just do a tiny bit. Suddenly people will be leaving with concave chest because I'd be like, I think at least it's even. I think it's even now. Bye. So, it's better that the perverts are in.
If I ever get mine done, I want you there with me.
I would be grieving them.
But not with your camera out.
I'd be saying
I don't want
goodbye.
like creepy Catherine.
I'd be like,
with-
don't cry for me.
Please inject it into the squishy ball so I can carry it
Oh
with me
God,
forever.
I'd love to take it home for a little jar. Oh no, I wouldn't. I said it, but I didn't mean it.
You
I'm
actually
weird
want
today.
a
I'm
part of me in a
tired.
jar?
No
No.
thanks.
You know that museum in London where they have loads of like body parts in jars? What's it called?
Bodyworks.
Huntarian? Huntarian, not bodywork.
Yeah, I think it
Huntarian
is the
Museum? Or, like,
Huntarian.
there's one that's attached to like UCL, University College
Yeah.
London, and they've got loads of things in jars.
Yeah, Huntarian Museum at the Royal College of Surgeons.
Royal College of Surgeons. I think my grandfather worked there for a bit.
I don't think that's for me.
Do you want? It's really close to here.
Oh gosh.
Andrew,
I don't think that's for me.
jars.
I don't think so.
I don't think the jars aren't the appealing thing, surely. The
No.
contents of the jars.
Oh. I read a book called Geek Love, and in it, it's like about a family who work in a circus. Well, they sort of run the circus, and like the father insists that the mother takes loads of like drugs and does all these different things when she's pregnant because he wants his children to be geeks, which is like the original meaning of the word geek is in like someone like different with like a different body, and So some of the children don't survive when they're born, some of the babies, and then they store them in jars and they have it as part of the circus as a display, and the siblings
Helen, this
have
is
to go
such a
watch
dark
them.
story.
Yeah, it's actually, but it's beautiful, this story. It's about like the family and them all like growing up together and like siblings and like, oh, it's really special. It's like a modern American novel. Maybe modern 80s or something.
I think I preferred when you were reading Tracy Beaker.
I still read Tracy Beaker.
I think I prefer those. Thank
I
you.
finally started tomorrow. It's very good.
You said that weeks ago. Are you not finished by now?
No.
Okay.
I've been listening to...
Finally started.
listening to Counting the Cost.
Have you ordered when Mackenzie comes to town?
Yeah, but I haven't listened to it yet.
Okay. Because the more I listen to it, the more I think you're not going to like it.
I've already spent a credit on it in Audible.
I feel so bad about that.
Let's not fight. Let's bring.
Okay.
Let's bring on a guest. Bring on a guest. What the fuck
we're
am I
not
doing?
having a guest.
Look, you're full of cheese. I'm in charge today.
Okay.
Just
going well.
But just mozzarella.
No, and ricotta.
That's fine. I think cheddar hangovers are harder.
Okay.
When I have like 500 grams of cheddar, which I have done before, it's mentally very tough to get through.
500 grams?
In a lasagna or something. You know, when you're like, oh,
In
this
a
will be
whole
lasagna for the
lasagna.
week. When you're like, this will be a lasagna for the week, and then you just get like focused on the binge, and you're like, well, I've got to finish it now, because otherwise it'll be there tomorrow, and then that'll ruin
How's
tomorrow, so I've got to
therapy
get it done
going?
today. Really good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's quite intense, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is everything
Definitely need to get more people on the team. Which
everything
she has
okay at home?
suggested.
What has she suggested?
Another person on the team.
Whose specialism is?
Nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's hurtful when they say they need to get someone else on the team, though, isn't it?
And are they saying like
Have you ever
need
had
a
that in therapy?
nutritionist?
Have someone go like, I think we need to bring someone else in, and it's like,
Helen.
oh no.
I
You had a hospital.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, they were like, we need to get a team in. They were like, let's get you to the team. Let's get you there now.
Take you to the team.
Yeah, this team could not be bigger. Yeah, babe, I've been there.
Yeah, but I went swimming again, and I told my therapist, and she was like, "That's amazing because you're doing something
Amen.
that feels good."
Do you like
and that
it?
you like? Yes, I do like it.
Good.
I went in the medium swim lane.
Whoa, she's speeding up.
Yeah.
How was it?
It's too fast for them.
Oh, were you? Are you going to be in the fast lane next week?
I could if I wanted to. I just don't want to because I think that's where knobs go. Okay,
I do agree
There's a
with
girl
that.
in it with like earplugs, goggles, and a nose clip, and it's like, all right.
It's
and
not
she like
the
stretches
Olympics.
on the side of the pool, and
Behave.
it's like, honey, we're in a leisure centre. Like,
Come on, she doesn't
Yeah.
stretch on the side. That's still better than
she
that
doesn't
woman.
need to.
It's still better than that woman who cut her nails on the side of the one in.
There was a woman cutting her nails on the bus yesterday.
No!
And I thought of you.
Get to
And I
the-
was like, what's that sound? Because it was like,
oh my god,
like
you
the
should
nail
go to
clipper
jail.
sound.
You should go to
and
jail.
I was like, oh my God, that's so... Yeah, it's confident.
I'm anti-prisons except for that.
You're anti-prison, just
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Completely?
Unless it's extremely violent crime.
Yeah.
I don't think the prison system as it currently stands works. I mean, if we were
I
talking
like the
about
one in
Scandinavian
Finland.
prisons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking largely about large-scale privatized, disgusting harm machines.
Yeah, it's really bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's not go. Let's
Even if they make us.
Let's make a pact. None of us are going to jail.
Do you remember
Agreed.
last time you did this? You said, "Oh, let's make a pact. None of us end up in hospital."
I
that
don't
night,
remember
I was
that.
in
No,
the back
I
of an
don't want to
ambulance.
go to you, please. Please, I don't want to go, please.
This means one of us is going to jail tonight.
I don't
Wait,
want
what are you
to.
doing tonight?
No, please. I'm going to a party.
I'm going
You're the
home to
prime
do a
suspect,
puzzle, so
yeah.
I'm probably safe.
I'm gigging.
Where are you gigging?
Backyard and Covent Garden.
You'll be fine.
Please don't make me.
Catherine's going to jail.
I
at a
wouldn't do
party.
well in there.
You'd be fine.
No, I don't.
On a
think
big
so.
communal unit where you can cook, you'll be fine. I'll visit.
No, thank
I'll put together your care package.
No, thank you. Okay, Andrew, what are the problems? This isn't funny. This is making
well,
me anxious.
Making me very happy.
Would you like an
weirdly.
update first? We start with an update.
Yes.
Fabulous. Okay, well, this is an update from A.
Hi, A. Oh, we haven't had an A in ages.
No, we haven't. Hey.
A says, "Hi guys, I wrote in during the lockdown to air out some grievances involving my marriage to a man.
Here we go.
I'm 35, female and pansexual. Our son was an infant during lockdown.
Aww.
The pandemic brought a lot of conversations to the forefront as neither of us felt fulfilled in our marriage. We'd agreed on ethical non-monogamy so that I could express my full sexuality. He was cool with it in theory, but it wasn't exactly the two femme bisexual threesome fantasy he was envisioning.
Well, you can't blame a guy for trying.
He's a dreamer. You married a dreamer.
Yeah.
The masked women and NBs I started dating were not having any of his shit, and he was really acting gross and entitled, as if he could just veto and or watch. I told him he could date too. My excitement about his dating was not comparison, but rather a thrill that we could take turns going out alone rather than asking a grandparent to watch our son so we could have a date night.
Okay.
Red flags everywhere we looked. Monogamy to a man somehow felt closeted, and if I'm honest, sexually unfulfilling. We had lots of problems previous to the E&M discussion, and while polyamory and E&M are valid and lovely ways to form romantic bonds with people, I personally came to terms with the fact that I was using it as a band-aid to justify a baby step in getting out of a bad marriage.
Oh.
I believe in E&M, but I used it incorrectly. However, it did serve a purpose in helping me to leave. I only adopted pan as a label to include non-binary people about 10 years ago. My ex-husband was my first boyfriend, so the fact that I married a man surprised everyone. We are now happily divorced and excelling in co-parenting.
Yay!
We both have girlfriends who are very supportive and respectful of the other's
Wicked!
boundaries.
Right.
And all with our son at the forefront. I never knew I could feel this way about a romantic partner. She is patient and understanding about my transitions after marriage, and I couldn't be happier. Writing Trusty Hogs was the first time I realised my feelings before I came forward, and it was an invaluable experience.
I wish I
Thank
could
you.
remember what we said.
I'm
glad
sure
it's
it
all
was
worked out
perfect, and we have
amazingly.
no regrets. Go on.
But that's a really beautiful thing then.
What's the end?
The end says, my girlfriend doesn't speak any English, but she gets a kick out of seeing me watch your YouTube videos while she makes our breakfast.
So she speaks another language, but her girlfriend
One
doesn't.
hopes. If you're like, I've never felt this way about anyone
Or
before.
maybe they're just communicating through breakfast food.
She knows that my Thursday mornings are my me time. Thanks
Aw.
for everything, A.
Oh, hey!
That is so nice.
Sounds like everyone in your family is in so much more of a better place.
Yeah, everyone sounds much happier.
Also, now your kid gets full parents. Slay!
It's so funny, isn't it, how the guilt is so entrapping? Like the guilt of what you might do to your partner in letting them down by breaking up with them is such that you would keep you all in an unhappy circumstance. And like, look at that, not that long after, and you're all thriving. That's so brave and
true.
exciting. It's also cool and brave to like name and own what happened in truth, like to be like, no, E&M is definitely for people and it's beautiful, and also I used
Not
it,
for me.
and also like I used it incorrectly, and also like welcome to, you know, adulthood in the world. Like, don't we all? Like, we've all done things and gone like, I don't know that I was doing those for the right reasons.
Particularly when you're like figuring out your sexuality or you're trying something new, like sometimes you will like take a misstep, but I think it's not a misstep because it did get you to where you are now, as well as like saying it out loud and like writing it and letting us read it out loud means that other people will hear that and be like, oh, that might suit me, or this might not, like blah blah blah.
Yeah,
that's
and
wicked.
You didn't go into it with the wrong intentions. You were just like, oh, this isn't working. Maybe it's the monogamy element.
Absolutely.
And then
You
you
weren't
found out
planning
it wasn't.
on like, and I'm sure you didn't use anyone. You were just trying something out.
I think it's
Yeah.
amazing. Woohoo, what a happy update.
A lovely update.
Goodness me.
I do have one more update before we get into the mailbag.
Exciting.
This is from Elle.
Hi, Elle.
Hi, everyone. I wrote in before, and you answered my question about a year ago on episode 46 with Mary Beth Barone.
Oh my god, that was in
That was
Edinburgh.
a while
Was that in
ago.
Edinburgh?
It was a
Yeah,
and
the
a
year
half
before
ago,
last.
Fuck off.
Sorry.
Don't worry if you don't remember me. I went by Elle, and my problem was about me being 17 and gay as hell and falling in love with my best friend of a few months, and how to go about maybe making a move and figuring out how we felt about each other.
I think I do remember
I
this.
do remember this because I was like, you gotta say.
Yeah. Well, let's see what Elle did. Elle says, with exams, I got really busy and couldn't listen to the podcast as much. So now they're over, I'm doing a massive catch-up binge listening.
I really respect that, and also fair play for your commitment to your studies. A big part of the reason my tour show stressed me out so much is because I had so many podcasts to listen to as well.
You've got to put the podcast first,
You've got to put the
guys.
podcast
Always.
Go on.
So still always makes my day better, and I'm such a huge fan. Thank you, Elle.
Nice.
Now that context is given, it's time for the update. I'm 18 now, and he's still my best friend. I took your advice and tried to feel it out, and while I wish I could say I was brave enough to make a move, you guys were right. I was 17, and it was far too vulnerable for me.
Oh.
He and I are still so close, and my feelings have only gotten bigger and more intense. I'm genuinely in love with him.
Oh, yeah.
What makes it so hard is I'm pretty sure he may feel a similar way. He knows I like him. We ended up having a conversation a while ago, and it came up. But ever since then, it's just a lot of talking around it. We flirt and are affectionate, and recently started kissing each other on the cheek and holding hands a lot when we're together. Elle, I think you've accidentally ended up in a relationship here.
It sounds like a boyfriend, but amazing.
So kissing on the cheeks, holding hands. And I know this sounds like an, okay, what's the issue? Just go for it situation. But you guys are understanding enough to get how terrifying it all is. I get stuff like this wrong a lot. So what if I'm just reading signals wrong? Mm-hmm. Outside of any romantic feelings, he is my best friend, which makes it so terrifying because I don't want to lose him. But also the idea of him with anyone else makes me sick. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I can see that.
But then you have to do that thing when you're like a teenager and you just like pretend to get drunk even though you're not actually that drunk and then say it.
I don't think it's good advice.
It's such good advice. But then again, I also did this relationship for so long, including having sex with them, but being like, oh, but I can't say like, I think we should be boyfriend and girlfriend. And I left it so long.
I think you gotta say something. I think you have to open.
You're a psychopath.
I think you open with what they've just said, which is, you're my best friend. I want to be clear. That comes first and foremost for me. I do not want to lose our friendship. As you know, I think, I also have romantic feelings for you. Would you be open to discovering where they could go?
That is so brave. What do you listen to before you say that to hype yourself up?
The thing is, right, it sounds to me like if you don't have the conversation, you'll end up hurting each other more, and that will end up ruining your friendship, right? Because something will be undiscussed, and then it will be forced into conversation, or they're like, he's like, I have a girlfriend, or I have a partner, and that's devastating. And like you said, if it makes you feel sick, then you're not going to be able to deal with that particularly well, which will also damage your friendship. Whereas
those other whores will come and go.
Whereas if you separate yourself from that situation, if it's not linked, if your like conversation about it isn't linked to anybody else, then you'll be able to have like objective feelings about that person. Hopefully have processed it by the time he's with anybody else. But I would strongly suggest saying it.
I agree.
There's more
to agree, but to actually do. Okay, go on.
No, I was going to say there's not much more sort of context than like other people saying that he thinks he likes him and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Also, he's in a band and Elle writes songs for the band, which is very sweet. Just some extra context.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Also, if you're 18 and you really fancy someone and they hold your hand and kiss you on the cheek, that's basically coming. Do you remember at 18, like the handhold, like how much of a turn on that could be?
I didn't kiss anyone until I was 19.
But like if someone held your hand and kissed you on the cheek and you really fancied them when you were 18,
it didn't happen.
You would have you would have been you get the towel and sweetheart.
Really, I believe.
Also, I know things are more liberal now, but than even when I was at school. But that's still not like, oh, we're just like 18-year-old friends. That's what we do. I think that's a good sign that you are romantically interested in each other.
I think so. Yeah.
I think there's a good chance. I don't think if you've been kissing on the cheek and holding hands and hanging out all the time, if you were like, hey, I have feelings for you, that the other person could be like, what? So at least that's a starting point.
Have you met straight guys who are younger?
No, I've
had guys who I've literally been in bed with and they go, you what me? You fancy? Oh! Like, it's insane.
Really?
It's insane out there. Yes.
Oh, okay.
They have no idea. They're like, I thought it was just banter.
They thought it was like funny.
Yes. I thought it was just like having fun.
Oh
and
my god.
Like, yeah.
I'm very used to lesbians who are like, we've had sex once and they're like, so kids? Would you say you'd want kids? And you're like, oh my god.
We're living we're all living in very different worlds. This is what's frustrating.
I've told a best friend that I fancy them before. And it's fine. It goes out fine, you know.
What did they say?
I've done it a lot. I had a real problem with differentiating between.
I've actually done it twice. In my 20s, I did it twice. Yeah.
Platonic love and romantic love, very different.
Are you still really close with that person?
Yeah, I'm still great friends with everyone that I've ever said I love you to.
One I lost. One I completely I just totally. But I chose to because I was like, oh, I know, because they said no, and I was still in love with them. And one. It was not the same as it was before.
I've had two people do it to me, and I've said
you have actually.
I've said I don't feel that way, but in both circumstances, I could see how, based on our friendship, they thought there was a chance that could happen. Like friendship and flirtation and love and attraction are all. they all sit very close beside each other, and they can often intermingle with one another. And no part of me was like, how dare you? Like, I just was like, I actually just felt like
tricky,
I just felt bad. I just felt bad that I was letting them down. Not bad that I was like, not that I'd been misleading or anything, but bad that I was going to cause them pain.
So you put your clothes back on and left.
But what I will say is that both of them then couldn't be my friend.
Yeah.
Which I also understand. But I just like wouldn't say it if you're not willing to take the no, maybe.
That's the thing. But then it's like you're in love with someone, and there's a chance that if you say something, then you won't have any time with them. That risk is very frightening. Because it's like, but we're fine as we are. But like, how many times have you done that, Andrew?
But I guess what I'm saying is that I think that
Three.
But what I'm saying is I think often the person who gets the no, the rejected party in that scenario, is the arbiter of whether or not you stay friends sometimes, because if they're comfortable with a no, then it's usually okay.
I think I understand what you're saying as far as like you ask, they say no, I don't fancy you.
If
but
you're
it's your
respectful
choice
of
if you want
that.
to still be friends. But I think it's like, it's so true. Okay, so yeah, I needed to, first one that said no, I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? But I ended up moving country.
So just like a casual reaction.
And the other one, I was like really hurt, tried to push on as friends immediately, but found it really difficult. Like found it like really
totally understandable.
And then like even now, it's definitely like so much better now, but I can still feel it slightly sometimes because they really, actually that is more context to that, because then he went out with one of my close friends, even though I asked him not to. So that's different, isn't it?
Oh, we've fallen out about this before because I think that's fine.
Yeah, I don't think it's fine.
Yeah.
Not that soon after, when everyone's got the context fully. And to openly pursue something despite the fact that I introduced them and I was there when they met. And that was the only time.
Do you want me to argue with you again? You're like
No.
fully making your case.
No. I think it's bullshit.
Helen's like, the prosecution rests.
And I think if you do it, then you don't do it in front of that person and tell everyone. And don't allow the person who's been rejected to be the sexy. Like, we can't.
That part's
Helen
grim,
says
but
no.
that part's grim, obviously. But I guess I don't think like a declaration of feeling.
Because you're a whore. You're an actual whore. Hose before bros. Hose before bros.
I just don't think one owns another person's sexuality in that way.
No, but
I
like
just don't think that's like a metric.
No, do you also like you owe it to your friends to be like so respectful of their like their boundaries in their life, and like this is
we're getting off topic,
right,
because we have a problem that isn't this one.
I think you're so wrong.
Andrew, were you some of them you did manage to be friends with?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Yeah. I some of them like the friendship sort of drifted apart or like ended naturally, but like after a few years, like it wasn't related to me saying that I fancied them or wanted anything, you know.
Yeah. That's so nice.
I love that for you. 3 times you've done it.
Yeah.
You've got to a best friend.
So we've got
Yeah.
a you should do it from Andrew. We've got a you should do it because it's been a year and you still feel it from me. We've got a hell no.
No, you should do it, but it's not as easy as you should. Like it's really tough, and you'll be grateful you did it in the long run. Like you'll look back in 5 years, but it's really tough when you are that completely in love with someone. It's so, but I've got such a different experience of rejection than you do.
Yeah,
you've rejected. I've like been like fully rejected.
Yeah,
like, and that's almost exclusively my impression of love.
Yeah,
is putting myself out there and being rejected. So I think we see it so differently.
Oh, well,
I'm like, this could bruise you to the point where like your life goes completely off kilter.
I think my rejection has been experienced at the end of long relationships.
Yeah.
And if that were my exclusive experience of long-term relationships, I wouldn't be getting into those again very fast. So yeah, I do hear what you're saying, and you're right. It absolutely matters. But I guess I'm like, you're never going to be the kind of hopeful and unburdened that you are at 18. So if you're going to do it, maybe now's the time.
I've never regretted doing it.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'll say that very clearly, but it is tough.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't for a second take it lightly that it wouldn't be hard. It's going to be hard, and you have to account for the world where he says no.
But he won't.
But he might.
I don't think he will.
And he's in a band.
And then he might
I don't trust bands.
No, neither do I. And then he might date your friend in front of you, and that's okay.
And you better be getting paid for those songs you're writing.
Yeah, you better be getting paid.
No, he will not date one of your friends. They're 18. Then again, I remember when my friend made out with the boy that I used to work with that I really fancied when I went away for the summer on Fleet High Street and I was 17.
And you think that's a crime?
I didn't think it was a crime. I thought it was fucking bullshit. I fucking told her.
That's madness.
Am I like the most typical straight woman of all
You're
time?
allowed to...
Like everyone's a whore apart from him.
And if I fancy you, I own you. So
no, I know. No, it's not like that. I'm not that person who's like, I fancy him, and I've said it first, and no one else can fancy him. I was so aware of that at school that someone would be like, I fancy him, and I was like, right, and I will never do that in my head. Like I was like, but
then you did it over and over again.
No, there's a level of loyalty between friends. There just is. To have some respect with it, or like at least talk to your friend and make sure that their feelings are as important as your own. To be that, yeah. This goes back to my show that I did 2 years ago. I hate that whole like, you're the most important person. It's like you're not. Like,
yeah. But I also think that
did not yoga with Adrian and me right now.
Oh no, I wasn't going to.
Oh my god, I so felt the energy of yoga with Adrian coming into the room.
No, I was trying to get out of this without making the argument worse, and I couldn't find a segue.
Just I need you to tell me that I was wronged. Say poor fat Helen. Look me in the eyes and say poor fat Helen.
Poor fat Helen.
Tell me I deserve love.
Helen deserves love. Of course you deserve love.
I love how I'm having the exact same crisis as this 18-year-old and I'm 32.
That's what my new show is about. Honestly, my whole show is about like, how am I having these feelings again? Like, how am I here? But that is love. Love is like the risk upon risk upon risk upon risk when everything says not to. Like a rational brain wouldn't do it.
Okay, let's just follow the main rule then. Always tell someone if you're in love with them unless it's a family member. Them's the rules.
Sorry, yeah, like obviously.
Or like a dog or something.
Oh my god! Yes, sorry, yes. Within the legal bounds. Like
within the legal bounds. Yeah, but I think even cousins, I know that's legal, but it's still like, you know.
It's not encouraged.
No, well, I don't know about you.
Hey, only one of my family.
Over the Irish Sea.
Oh god.
I have to remind myself of that rule all the time because I've got so many fucking fit cousins, man.
It must be tricky.
No, they're beautiful. I've got beautiful cousins, but
and you said you fancy them first. and their wives are fucking whores.
I fancied him first.
I met him when we were babies.
We used to do that at school, not just about like people we fancied in our year group, but like teachers. And it's like, you can't fancy Mr. Manzukis, she fancies Mr. Manzukis.
Oh my god. I wonder where you got it from.
Mr. Manzukis was fit though, like it was mad.
And you thought you owned him?
No, not me. No, some of the other girls.
But it's where you learn.
Am I very like pious right now? Is it?
No, it's very sweet. It's a sweet, but also like to be clear, I'm
very Christian and godly. No, I feel like I'm very much like on the Sermon on the Mount, like that's wrong and you must never.
Can I just say, by the way, I don't ever think you should go out of your way to do anything that you know will hurt somebody unless you feel like compelled to, and even then you should be delicate and gentle and understanding.
Yes.
But I still think you're allowed to date the person that your friend fancies.
You're allowed to. You are allowed to do that.
And I don't think that they should act like it's a crime.
To your friend first. And
well, not first. You could explore it and then tell them.
No.
She's tossing the table. Next problem, please.
Yes, I found a few more updates, but we'll go into a problem.
Because I could discuss this for an hour, Andre.
Yeah.
Oh, we can tell.
So you're going to need to really change the subject here. No pressure.
Okay.
But if this involves any romance,
we need a
we're both fucked.
Okay,
Give me a bad relationship with a mum.
No, this is a shared living situation.
Oh, brilliant.
Right.
This is from B.
Hi, B.
But it just starts, Dear Catherine.
You know what, B? Fair play. I'll have a little break. I'll have a coffee. I'll drink more water. No. You fancy Catherine. I get it. God forbid I get in your way.
Whoa. Are
a
you
tough
okay today?
It's a tough hard episode.
You look really sexy in your green shirt, by the
Go
way.
fuck yourself.
You do.
It's a good shirt.
Sorry, you do. Also, can I tell you, by the way, the most common comment I now get on any video or picture I put up on Instagram? Slay! They've all started to do it on your behalf.
Slay.
As Helen would say, slay. No.
I think we need to hear B out.
Sorry,
Because I think
sorry,
there
B.
are, honestly, there are things that I think you'd go to each of us for advice.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I have a feeling this might be quite...
So we don't think it's a cyst.
no, I think I'd do the cysty sort of
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying, is like we don't think
Yeah,
this
I
problem...
get the sort of like neurodiverse questions.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Catherine gets the
'Cause I was
mental
saying-
health and the queer things. So let's
queer things.
The queer things.
But B is a gay man, as we will find out later.
Hey,
Surprise!
I just found out what bussy means.
Like the
Oh,
bussy
yes, I had to
building.
explain that.
Yeah.
Wait, what
Boy
does bussy
pussy.
mean? No.
Yeah. Fun.
What's that? Bussy. When you tuck the... Is it when you do the tuck?
No, as in, it's just
It's
an
just your
ass,
penis.
but
Oh, it's your ass.
Oh, your ass.
Yeah. So, no, boy pussy is ass.
Oh, because every hole is a hole.
Yeah.
Actually, I just found out what was.
What did you think was the penis?
I thought it was like a euphemism for a penis.
Bussy. Like the Bussy building in Peckham.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Do you think the
God.
Bussy building know that? Because they rent out lots of spaces. Andrew, you've got a lovely Bussy.
Thank you.
You're welcome, baby.
I'm so old. Bussy, so sweet.
Is that because you can like park things in it, like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
bus
yeah.
or a dump truck? So it's like a Bussy. Like, oh, here comes the Bussy. I got a Bussy today.
B says, dear Catherine,
Okay, great. I wonder what the B
I
stands
love
for.
learning.
Dear Catherine,
Dear
go on.
Catherine, I'm a huge fan of the show and respect your advice giving so much that I've helped several friends trap men in wells.
Oh, that's all you, babe.
Yeah, interestingly.
No, God forbid I join in.
Helen's furious
God,
today.
no, I'm just, oof.
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
go on.
I'm currently in my mid-30s and have been living in a one-bedroom flat for the past 3 years. I've been fortunate to pay a reasonable rent, well below 40% of my salary.
Holy
lovely.
shit,
That's
how?
really
Oh my God.
However, I recently received notice from my landlord that they intend to sell the flat.
Fuck.
Given the current state of the London rental market, finding an affordable place has become quite daunting,
Dude, I hear ya.
and I'm now considering the possibility of moving into a shared house. In a previous podcast, Catherine briefly touched upon her own experience in a similar situation, and I'm eager to hear more about her practical coping skills and insights on navigating shared living arrangements. To provide context, I'm a cis gay man who recently became single, potentially facing the prospect of moving into a shared house with strangers. Considering the logistics of shared living, the fact that I'm going to have to sell/give away a lot of my existing possessions to scale down, and the raw emotions off the back of a breakup, one question in my mind is it even worth staying in London? Or should I contemplate quitting my job and starting from scratch back home, brackets Wales, or somewhere new? Any experience you can share will be appreciated. Unfortunately, the only person that may have to go live in a well is me. Love the show, B.
You'd be bloody lucky in a well, and I'll tell you that. It's lovely.
Yeah, but you probably meet the company would be terrible. All the lads you've thrown down there.
Oh, no.
God, I'd be sick. I wouldn't be able to handle the company. Do you know what? I think, first of all, sorry to hear that. That is such a lot of change all at once. Part of me thinks, whoa. Let's not change jobs when you've just had a big life change. On the other hand, part of me thinks like if ever there's a time to revamp everything, it's when stuff's already up in the air. And let me tell you this, you'll get a hell of a lot more for your money in Wales. And listen, if you'd said like where you were from and then where you were from was Lichfield, I'd be like, stay in London. But it's Wales. Wales is freaking beautiful. It's beautiful, and the gayest gay men in the world, like H from Steps, live there. Like there's gotta be a reason. It's so beautiful, and you could probably really do a lot better in terms of property. And if that would make you happy, then hell yes. What I will say is, if you are going to live in a house share with strangers, which I've not really done, barring once, I would say make sure you have a break clause. Not because it might not be wonderful, but because you don't really know what those people are like to live with and won't know until you do it. There are an endless number of things that you have to consider when you're living with other people, all of which I'm sure you're very afraid of. So I don't need to list the bad things. What I'm going to do is unusually uncharacteristic for me and instead say some of the good things that I've loved about living in a house share. There is more space. Like, there's more common space than I've ever had before. When I have had my heart broken, company, especially like a company that doesn't necessarily want to get into it all the time, but there's someone there to say hello to of an evening, can be really, really nice. It also stops you like staying in and just vegging in front of the telly sometimes, because you're like a bit like, come on, the world is going, people are around me, they're living their lives, I'm going to do the same
you
thing.
in the house share, you'll go back down here.
Oh no, of course, but like a little bit.
You know, you're like, oh, I cook all my meals.
I get dressed every day.
I brush my teeth. Yeah. But then you live there
Yeah.
for a while and you're like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. And and then the other thing is like, I think it's like you often meet lots of cool new people by living in a house share because they have friends, right? So like you do tend to broaden your social circle, which when you've had a breakup can be gorgeous and really, really lovely. Also, like, I just don't think it's as bad as you imagine. I think what I would say is the difference between living in my house shares in my 20s versus 30s is so different. People in their 30s, generally speaking, have accepted that they're living in a house share, often to try to get on the property ladder, or with a recognition that like, yeah, it's not ideal, but given that we're doing it intentionally and like wanting to have a nice home. And so people generally take better care of it. People have a little bit more disposable income, so they're inclined to get things like a cleaner or like buy fresh flowers for the house or take care of it. And that's what I've noticed as big distinctions. Obviously, like Sunil's.
I live in a house share with a 43-year-old man.
Yeah, but
who just downloaded a golf game on the Xbox.
Well, that sounds wicked.
That's his contribution to the flat.
Which one?
I don't fucking
know. Yeah, I just reckon.
Sometimes you will live with people that will buy fresh flowers and hire a cleaner. And sometimes you'll live with someone who will give you access to a golf game.
Yeah. And maybe that's more what you're into, B. But honestly, do you know what? And this is entirely projection. I would pack up my shit and go get a big old place to myself in Wales. I'd stomp the Dales. Are the Dales in Wales?
Dales? The valleys.
The valleys.
Yorkshire Dales.
Yes, my apologies. I'd have fresh home cooked meals at my parents' house occasionally. I'd have sex with hot Welshmen. I'd get that fresh, delicious air. And I'd visit London on holidays.
Cardiff is a freaking great city as well.
Is that a crazy call?
No, I don't think it's crazy. I think I don't know. I think everyone who's in London at the moment is sort of like starting to look around and go like, is it actually worth it? Like, I've got a lot of friends like making that choice at the moment.
Well, we live in a billionaire's playground, desperately like begging to keep our room affordable.
This is the thing. And like, no one's rent is like, you sort of like, you just because you find a good rent doesn't mean it stays that way. I mean, this office is a great example of that for us. Like, you sort of like think you found somewhere and then it's like, oh, just constant challenges. So like, you all know best for your situation. But just to add on to the end of Catherine's, is just like, whatever I feel like we put so much pressure on these like moving situations or where am I going to live, like nothing's permanent. Just try something out for a bit. Like if you can work remotely or get some sort of like leave and figure that out why you want to go, like stay somewhere, and if you don't like it, come back to London. It's not going anywhere. Not for like 20 years or something. I think then it goes underwater.
It seems more rational to do like a 6-month contract in a house share and then check if you like it and then decide whether or not to quit your job. And then if not, go to Wales. Than it does to quit your job, go to Wales and then come back to London. But both are very viable and doable and nothing's permanent. Like you can absolutely change your mind on these things.
Yeah. I've had some lovely house share experiences. Some really lovely ones. One fucking mental one though.
Yeah, me too.
To come in my bedroom and put on my swimsuits. Yeah, did photo shoots and stuff.
And was that the good one?
And then he was charming. Yeah, and he got arrested at every supermarket around us in where were we?
Why?
Neukölln. That he I had to go in and buy all his food for him.
Why did he get arrested?
Because he kept on stealing. Yeah, couldn't stop stealing.
Oh gosh, that's hard.
I know. And then
he couldn't stop himself.
What? This is so bad. I was like, I just started doing stand up. And they were like, oh, you need a picture to send to like the clubs to put on their posters. And I was like, oh God. And I was like, really like, it didn't have any money. So I went to one of the photo automat booths, you know, where you put in like the €4 and you get like 4 like,
yeah.
And I cut that out and I took a picture really close to my phone and I was like, that's my headshot.
Gorgeous.
He saw that. my room, came in, took a picture of it, and changed his profile pictures to on social media.
That's kind of funny.
I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, I don't know, just making you laugh. Okay. And then I'm like, why are you in my swimsuit? He'll be like, yes, it's a bit tight in places. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
No.
Are you wearing underwear? No, I'll wash it. Yeah, you fucking will.
Okay, I would kill. Next one. Andrew, do we have another problem?
But you won't necessarily live with him.
Yes, yeah.
I think he's in like Wuppertal now. I think you're fine. Yeah.
Another problem before we go to the extras?
Let's do an update. Should we do an update?
Yes,
Okay.
let's finish on an update. How many problems? Have we done enough problems before we go to the extras? Oh my god, Helen picked up her glass, panicked, thought she'd spilled it, really like wobbled around. Is everything okay?
What happened?
Did you get spooked? Is your glass haunted?
I got frightened.
By picking up your own water glass?
It felt like it spilled, but it didn't.
That's
I'd like
wild.
to watch that back. I really gave myself a fright. I got frightened.
I know, I saw you spook yourself. That was weird, man.
Your face was terrified and incredulous.
Yeah.
Is that incredulous? Is that angry? Incredulous?
No.
Sort of,
unbelieving.
like what the fuck is this?
Like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
a WTF? Just say WTF face.
It was a WTF face.
No,
Yeah.
incredulous. That's my word of the week.
Nice.
Because you're so incredulous.
No. Andrew?
This is an update from Elle.
Hi, Elle. Another Elle. How
Elle,
exciting.
yes. Elle is she, her for reference, and she writes, Hi, Hogs.
Fly.
I have a positive update on a problem I sent almost 2 years ago.
Yay! 2 years ago.
And you answered it last week. No. We actually answered it in the Amy Gledhill episode.
Fabulous.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
That was back in Vauxhall.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
In our shipping container.
Yes. And Elle says, I was 16 at the time, and the problem talked about me feeling much less confident after the pandemic and struggling in conversations, constantly running behind and feeling generally quite shy and unlike myself. I'm very happy to update you. Now at 18 years old, this feeling has 100% gone away.
Shut the fuck up.
We've got an 18-year-old who likes herself on our
completely
podcast.
secure in themselves and everything's fine.
Yeah, I've...
Shut the
This
fuck
podcast
up.
should be so popular. You're welcome. Bottle that.
I don't trust this, Elle.
We
I don't trust
parented a
this.
child to fruition. We've done it. We're mothers now.
No, she's on an upswing when she's written this. This is mental. No 18-year-old is that. Way.
Let's not undo it. Let's not undo it. Go on, Elle.
I think it was more of a Nanny McPhee than a mother sort of situation. Like, once you get well, you sort of stop listening. And so, well, we've graduated now. We're all fine. You know what I mean?
Okay, fuck you, Andrew.
Sorry.
We're not losing that many
once
listeners.
people
That means
get
we're not really
well.
helping people. We've lost like 4 listeners. We've cured 4 people and really damaged
It's
10,000.
so mean to be like, when people get well, they don't listen to the podcast anymore.
Which means that everyone who's listening right now is really not good.
That's way harsh, man.
Sorry.
Remember, we're sending you all love.
I've done almost a complete 180, and especially in the last year, I can feel myself getting more and more comfortable and confident in social situations.
Aww.
I love going out. And I even have a boyfriend who I met at a Halloween party.
Whoa.
Men fix everything. I've always said it. Get yourself a man, honey. Get yourself a man. You'll never regret it. You struggling with your mental health? Get a boy. Get a boy. Bring him in. Ride his dick, you know?
Whoa,
He'll
Helen,
solve
they're
everything.
18.
18? Come on, we're not at Catholic school now, bitch.
Well,
Rush him off. No, come on, let's find a line. That's the line. I found it. We'll call it there. Go on.
ironically, talking about Catholic school, Elle says that they met their boyfriend after randomly going up to his group and making conversation while she was dressed as a sexy nun, healing my Catholic guilt one day at a time.
Sexy, sexy stuff.
So he's into nuns. Whoa.
Or Elle.
Maybe.
Yeah, or nuns. Put on Sister Act, watch his crotch, see what happens.
Oh my God.
Maybe it'll get hard.
Jeez. No, we got that. Nobody was like, maybe it'll get soft. Like,
Maybe the little lesbians wouldn't know about erections or something.
she's not a lesbian. This is
No,
a girl.
the ones who are listening.
Okay.
Weebling about, listening away.
You think they don't understand?
Looking at a crotch.
You think the reason? I just love your logic that it's like it must be that they're gay because they don't know anything about crotches. It's like most lesbians know about penises and how they work.
Really?
Yeah, they just still don't want it.
I don't know when you found out about it.
Go on, Andrew.
Elle says, I've also been known to talk to absolute strangers, even people on trains.
Okay, Elle, you've gone too far, babe. You've got to back out. You're 18 and you're walking up to groups of strangers dressed as a nun and talking. You've gone mental.
No, it's nice.
She's gone too far.
It's
She's
nice.
gone too.
She's happy and confident.
She's 18 and she's talking to random men on trains. We have to rein this back.
You're right. Joking? It does feel like she's gonna get in trouble.
Elle does actually write that she almost has the opposite problem now, where she sometimes feels herself becoming annoying and talking too much.
Yeah, been there, babe.
But I am trying my best to remain more level-headed.
This is so nice.
Elle says, thanks so much for your advice. It really was true, and I think my shyness was definitely a small phase, which I shouldn't have overthought so much. Although I have changed, the podcast still remains a nice constant in my life every week, and I am so grateful for it. Lots of love, Elle.
Lots of love, Elle.
Elle, this is incredible of a 180, but we do need to find the line somewhere.
Yeah.
But also as someone who, I take it too far and talk to people on trains sometimes, so I also understand it.
Helen, every single time we go for dinner, I feel like I'm third wheeling with you and the waitress. Every time, without fail.
I do very well with the help.
Every single time, I'm like, I guess I'll just leave, shall I? Like, no, please. She's sitting down. Please join us. Like, I'm getting the order. It's crazy.
People are nice. It's nice to chat with them.
It is nice.
Yeah.
My brother did that the other day. We went for breakfast for his birthday.
You have a brother?
Yeah.
You know this.
I thought you had a sister.
Yeah, Kerry and a brother.
I didn't know about the brother.
Yeah, Peter.
Peter, that's my brother's name.
Yeah. Yes.
Is he older or younger?
Older.
Andrew's the youngest.
He's 11 years older than me. So 35.
Thank you for not making me guess.
Sorry.
So your age? 11 years difference. Wow.
You have a brother. Huh.
Andrew's the youngest of 3.
Well, carry on.
But we went to a Beefeater for an all-you-can-eat fry-up breakfast.
You went to a Beefeater? I have not had a Beefeater in so long.
What is a Beefeater? Even if
it's a pub chain. It's like Green King or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but he
for an all-you-can-eat fry-up.
Yeah. So they had continental and a fry. It's the ones that attach to a Premier Inn, but we went not as Premier Inn guests.
Can I say it's just a hotel breakfast and all you can eat fry-up?
Is a Premier Inn a hotel breakfast? Yeah.
Yes, when they're attached to pubs.
Okay.
Oh no, some Premier Inns do have their own separate. Anyway, let's not get into Premier Inn.
Some have their own rooms, but I don't trust the rooms. I'd rather go to the pub.
The crappy box one. You know, they're like, here's your breakfast in a cardboard
Travelodge.
box.
Yeah, that really
okay,
is
that's
shit.
what I was thinking.
That's mental in a Travelodge.
Yeah.
I've got one right here. Let me put it on the camera.
Oh my god! You don't? No, we're not advertising them. They're terrible.
The breakfast to go. Yeah, it was like £6 and it was really shit.
Yeah, it is.
What was in it?
A flapjack and some cereal, some UHT
really
milk. Yeah,
it's really bad.
I'm now using it to store tax receipts.
Ooh, lovely.
Never change. So what's Peter like? Is he the fun one?
Yeah, he's a bit more adventurous and outgoing, I'd say. But he
I'm obviously not the fun one in my family. Like
Andrew's the fun one.
Okay, wicked.
Carry on, Andrew.
Watch his eyes light up as he hears the word taxes. Taxes.
Yeah, but look, he's laughing.
Taxes.
He's having a nice time.
He loves them. He just shuddered with glee. Okay, go on, Peter. You and Peter.
We were at the breakfast with our whole family, and my brother did exactly.
Oh, you made it sound like you guys were hanging out, but it was a whole family.
Well, me, my mum, my brother, and my nephew. Yeah.
You have a nephew?
Oh my god! Shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
But he started. He talks to.
Where did you have the time? I thought you lived here.
I still live with my parents. Oh, I've moved back to my parents for a few weeks.
In my head,
this week?
No, in my head, Andrew lives in the podcast studio.
Well,
this is like hearing about a teacher outside of school. Okay, go on.
This was such a throwaway anecdote. It really was.
I know, please.
But he talks to waiters and waitresses exactly like you do, Helen. Yeah. And he accidentally invited the manager of the hotel breakfast to come and sit with us while she explained at length for 15 minutes. I timed it. it, the economics of how the hotel breakfast works and how it compares to other fry-up breakfasts in the area.
I'll bet you fucking loved that.
I
I'll
did
bet you
actually,
loved
yeah.
the math. I'll bet
too.
you loved the math. Come on.
Yeah.
But oh my God, lady, don't
Those
take up all the space.
Premier Inn's breakfasts, like,
Is it good?
oh, I really think they've put so much effort in the last couple of years. Like,
Oh,
even in the
fair.
bakery section, it's not just like the mini croissants, the mini pain au chocolat. There's crumpets, there's pancakes, there's wholemeal, white. Like, they've got
Yum.
variety.
Any pain au raisin?
I think they've got mini pain au raisin, yeah.
I don't like a pain au raisin in
Oh.
its normal size. I think it gets too burnt at the edges and it gets a bit dry. Also, I don't like them enough to eat a whole one. What I love me is a tiny pain au raisin in a little hotel.
Aww.
And I love it.
A little food.
A little one, yeah.
Little food for little
Because then I can have a
Catherine.
little pain au chocolat and a little pain au raisin and a little croissant.
When you get the little croissant at the hotel, do you have one for pudding croissant and one for main croissant?
Yes, one with
So-
egg in, one with Nutella in.
Yes! I do ham and cheese. I do a ham and cheese one and then a
Delicious.
Nutella one. And it is
Yum.
so fun.
I love hotel breakfast. Best
Me
hotel
too.
breakfast I've ever had.
Go.
It's really bougie.
Go for it.
The Pig in Cornwall. And their
looking it up.
breakfast is utterly sublime.
Oh, the pig at Harlan Bay.
So good.
Oh my
They
god.
do these big, warm, soft cinnamon rolls. They do every kind
Stop.
of fruit, just like so well prepared. They do the most beautiful yogurt, the most beautiful toast, the most beautiful eggs. All the little eggs come in like in beautiful egg cups, and I know that's silly, but it just makes such a difference. The bread is stunning. Everything is the jams. Everything is made fresh. It's just so
Okay, that sounds so good.
so exquisite.
I'm trying to figure out the hotel that I stayed in with the best breakfast.
Where
That
was it?
sounds really good though.
It's just like, and it's also just like stacked. You know, when you're not like, oh, sorry, is there any more melon? You're just like, I'm in a cornucopia of
Yeah.
like, it's like the Garden of Eden. You walk in and it's like, and you have to travel around it, but it's not so big that you get, you know, you're bothered by it. It's just, it's like being at a farmer's market where everything's ready to eat. That's what it's like.
I like privacy at a hotel breakfast as well. Like I'm thinking of like I've had good breakfast where like it was like awkward.
Yeah.
Okay, I had two best breakfasts at a hotel.
Go on.
One at a spa with my mother, and we went for breakfast
Fabulous.
one morning, and it was just the quality.
Yeah, I believe
was
you.
incredible.
I believe
but
you.
it wasn't a buffet setup, which is not my usual go-to. It was great. But then there was like 3 weeks when I was younger where we stayed at like this really nice hotel in KL.
Oh
when I
my
was
God.
little.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be
And
amazing.
I can't find the name of it.
Oh my God!
My
Actually,
dad will know.
you've just reminded me that I was stayed in a 7-star hotel in Manila when I was debating for my
7-star.
when I was staying.
That's not a thing.
My university paid for it for us to go debate in the Philippines, and we were all kids who like had never seen anything like this in our lives. And compared to
7-star?
the juxtaposition with the poverty of the city was actually horrific.
Yeah, no. It
But
wasn't,
we had never experienced anything like it. And I'll just say this: omelette station.
yeah. Catherine,
You walk up, they make the omelette to request.
this hotel in KL. It wasn't an omelette station, baby. We had a sushi making station. We had a miso soup station. We had a like Malay bread, like roti canai, like everything fresh, like bread making. Like it was fucking insane.
Fuck.
I've stayed at many hotels with omelette stations. Can I say it? I've said it. I've said it loads.
Whoa.
I love an omelette station
I'm not even.
to the point where I think they go. Shh.
You're sick of them.
Oh my God! No, where was the one they put us in for Comedy Stop tour in Copenhagen?
Oh, I'd love to
It
do
was
that.
really nice.
Oh, I'd love to
what
do
was
that.
the hotel called? I stole loads of pens from there.
Helen.
Dina, maybe?
Lovely.
Oh, God.
Gorgeous.
Oh! Two
Gorgeous.
omelette stations.
Gorgeous.
The cheeses, the gems. Oh.
Did they really have 2 omelette stations?
2 omelette stations? Yeah.
Why?
Because there was that many people that wanted an omelette.
Oh, okay. It wasn't like free range, non-free range.
That's just yeah. If you want your hens battery farmed, you go to that one. Yes, please.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
Oh God, breakfast is such a good meal. What did you have
Isn't
for
it?
breakfast today?
Oh, okay. So it was actually delicious. So I was running late. And as I've told you, I've been a total bitch. So I was a bitch on my way. And
Really,
I had
because
to
you
go
were
back and
early here
apologise.
today because I was 1 minute late.
This
and you
isn't
made
the first
me
thing I did
apologise.
today. It's not the first thing I did today. Anyway, I was running late. And I went to Hoaka in Hackney Wick. Hoaka.
Oh, okay.
Hoaka it's a coffee shop. The coffee's delicious. They use ozone coffee. Yum, 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 yum. Put it in my tongue. But they also do and I had to wean myself off because gluten doesn't love me, and also because I was spending too much money in there. But for the first time in ages, I allowed myself to go in and get their vegan sausage roll.
Ooh.
Which sounds bad, but
Sounds good.
they've managed to get a consistency that is just, and the pastry is so salty in the best way that like the second it hits your mouth, you're like, fuck, it was incredible. And it was raining all morning until I got to the station with my sausage roll, at which point for the 7 minutes while I waited for the train, the sun came out and I ate my pastry and only some of it went down my top.
That's the perfect breakfast.
Yeah, it was really, really gorgeous because to have enough time on the platform, not having to eat on the train, you get it.
To stand and eat, so you can get all the crumbs off you. So by the time you step on the train, you've done with the eating. I love it when that happens.
It was exquisite. How was yours?
Bagel with butter and Marmite. It was really nice.
Nice.
I love a buttery Marmite bagel.
I actually made my first good overnight oats the other day.
Did you follow the recipe from the jar that you took the picture of the other day?
Yes! But I sort of had to wing it.
Context for anyone is that Catherine was eating these overnight oats from like a really nice coffee shop in London, and she was like, God, and the jar's so beautiful. It came in a glass jar. And she took a picture of the recipe. Did you take the jar home as well to reuse it and then tried to recreate it? Did it work?
I nailed it.
Oh my God.
It wasn't quite as good as the secret is chopping up a couple of dates into it, and the secret is also coconut yogurt, and the secret is also a vein of peanut butter through.
A vein
of peanut butter.
Like that description.
All right.
Oh, Catherine, that was disgusting.
Okay. Well.
Oh dear.
Vein.
A vein.
Vein. Oh, an artery of peanut butter.
A clogged artery.
I probably have an artery of peanut butter. I did this podcast called.
You did another podcast.
I did somebody else's podcast
behind my back.
Yeah, and it's about they take your phone off you and they look through your Amazon orders. Have you done this one?
No.
Yeah. And I did it.
Phone towards me.
And do you know what it's called, Andrew?
My mate bought a toaster.
My mate bought it. Thank you, God. My memory's awful, but I only did it the other week. Anyway, I did it, and
did you go through your Amazon?
They go through your Amazon
stuff before you went.
No, because I didn't think to do that. Two things became apparent. One, I spent most of my money on my partners, so it was just me constantly being like, "Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that." And the other thing to say is the other thing I purchased with grotesque regularity and in huge quantities was peanut butter. I never really thought of myself as a person with a problem.
You order peanut butter on Amazon?
Yeah, because you can get those big, huge bulk tubs, can't you?
Shut the fuck up, can you?
In the description of your episode, it lists peanut butter twice.
Right, read out the description of the episode. I want to hear
He
this.
did the math on how many kilos of peanut butter I bought, and it was honestly like so spooky.
There are breakups, pillows, peanut butter, bedding, a panic purchase, peanut butter, and a Scotch Guardian Angel.
Yeah. So listen, I think I'm really into peanut butter.
I'm into peanut butter too.
Yeah, so
it's the best.
And the point of that is to say that I think if you cut me open, I would bleed peanut butter.
God, that'd be a slow bleed out, wouldn't it? Don't apply pressure. There's no need. She's taking her time. Quickly mop up the ground. People are going to slip. They won't. They'll get stuck. It's fine.
So yummy.
Get the toast.
I just love the stuff. I love the stuff, and I push it in everything. I put it in my bakes. I put it in everything.
Do you like do you ever make a laksa and put peanut butter in that?
I've never made a laksa.
Oh my God, it's the best. It's like a noodle soup, like a big noodle soup.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I do know what that is.
And it's like super
yes.
easy because you just put like coconut milk and like red Thai curry paste, and then you just have to put in peanut butter and stir it, and then that's the entire base, and it's like it's just the best base of all time.
Yeah, yum.
And you can make it so peanutty because then it sort of becomes like a satay laksa.
That sounds delicious.
It's insanely good.
Yum. I do like making a satay as well.
I think we need to stop doing the episode because both of us are starting.
Well, are we hungry now?
No,
I just ate
no, we
cheese.
both. I can hear our mouths get moist.
I ate too much cheese.
But this is special because we're going to end this episode hungry, and we started with your wooden teeth, and now you've got wet mouth.
Oh gosh, do you think they're going to decay? What happens to wood when it gets wet?
Expands? Does it expand?
Imagine my face just gets bigger.
Just
they're my wooden teeth.
Teeth just keep growing, and her mouth can no longer close around it. Well, thank you very much. I've been Helen Bauer. This is the last time you see Catherine Bohart like this.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
good life.
Hello and welcome to the Executive Producers Lounge. Sit back, relax, and let us thank you. Simon Moores, Guy Goodman, Mary Fox, Annie Tonner, Stefanie Catracchia. Oh, hello, newcomer, and welcome. Oliver Jago, Anthony Conway, Matthew Thomas, Madeline Quinne, and Grace O'Reilly. Can we get you anything?
Oh, that was so creepy.
Thank you.
The "can we get you anything" was creepy at the end. Did you not?
I wanted to go for Stepford Wife.
That is 100 Nicole Kidman.
Thank you.
Okay, wait. What should I do the producers list in?
Slumming it.
Like Pumbaa?
I want it to be like Ryanair
Like
flight.
Oh, Ryanair. Hello.
No.
We're
what?
from County Dingle Doogle. wait. Isn't there a county called like Dingle O'Deagle or something? What's it called?
There's a place called Dingle.
Dingle.
Sorry, just to check in. What do you think Ryanair is?
An Irish airline?
Yeah, but like it's not from Dingle.
It's not from. Where's it from? Dublin.
Why don't you just do a normal accent? But that's like more like
They're Irish people that work at
it's
Ryanair.
more quality. It's
based
more
in
value for
Ireland.
money. Think like Iceland.
Icelandic.
No, like
Stacey Solomon.
Thank
Kerry
you.
Katona.
I love Stacey.
Mom's shop at producers. Yeah. Okay, breathe.
Stacey. Right, thank you so much to Richard Bicknell, Elle, Richard Bold, Sadie Cashmore, Zoe, Rachel Page, Helen A,
good.
Abbie Worf, Luke Ray, Kate, Dean Michael. I nearly said that wrong. Anthony, Sophie Chiven, Kerry Smooth. Give me a new one. I've got 2 more left.
Australian.
G'day, and thank you so much to our wonderful producers from Down Under, / you're probably in the UK. It's Victoria Hutchison, Becky Fox, Tim and Dom, Raia Fink, Cordelia, Amy O'Reilly, Matt Sims, Tristan, Taz, Charlie A, Kai C, Highland Wolf, Hi Briggs, Jam Rainbird. Stop, is that actually a name?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your support, Jam. Please be single and please contact me. Helen Rainbird. Helen Rainbird.
Jam Rainbird is a wicked name.
Jam, contact me. Helen Rainbird? Sorry, can you give me one more accent?
Texan.
Howdy, partner.
They're also
Y'all want to go to the cattle ranch? Y'all having sweet tea? Okay. I'm going to pray for you. The bigger the hair, the closer to God. Okay. I'm going to pray for you. Okay.
It's so weird when you go for you.
For you. I'm going to pray for you.
you.
I'm going to pray for you. Okay. Welcome
Why
to
is it so wide for you?
Welcome to Texas, and a big thank you to
Have you
Claire
ever been?
Owen-Jones. No.
You can tell.
No. Claire Owen-Jones, Harald van Dijk. No, come on. Okay, Texas.
This ain't Texas.
This ain't Texas. I know. Hold on. Okay. Claire Owen-Jones. No, Claire Owen-Jones, Harald van Dijk, David Walker, Jess Nick, Rachel R, Neil Redmond, Sarah Molly, Tina Linsey, Graham Marsh, Lear Overend, Liz Fort, Chloe, Emily G, and Ozzy Steph. Was that bad?
It sounded like the narration for like an American murder mystery podcast.
I thought it was like one of those sleep time, the ones where they're like,
yeah.
you're going to go to sleep.
I
Wow.
was thinking about a big Texas man on a cattle ranch.
Make it stop. Hey guys, thanks for supporting the podcast.
That
We
was
really
the
appreciate
longest
you,
producer's
and we
name.
need you. We need you because Helen's alienating, if I may, with that kind of thing.